Hey everybody, and thank you for watching my videos. Today I will be tying an original fly that I created called the Beyer Mayfly. I saw a drawing of a fly and it kind of inspired the idea of this. So I tied it. I've made a few revisions since originally my first design of tying it. It works. I've caught bluegill and trout myself. I've given some of these to some of my friends and said, you know, hey, test these out. Tell me how you do. They've caught fish with it. So it works in both streams as well as ponds. So I'll kind of explain, about it as I go. I've tied size 12 and 14. That's the most common. The smallest I've tied is size 16, which I've started doing more recently and everything. So in order to tie it, you get a size 16 caddis hook, 2 strands of crystal flash, and then, well, rather than picking up that little small one, I'm going to use some black beads. These are check glass beads. They're 11/0 seed beads, black opaque, 18 grams. So I was actually given this tube, so it just kind of worked out that they fit, 12s and 14s and 16 size hooks. So now I'm going to, this is probably the hardest part of it, is trying to fit that on there. There we go. Oh, and then brown thread. So I have only used brown thread with this. This is actually that 100% polyester thread that I've used in previous videos. You could probably use other threads. This is the only brown that I have, so that's why I've used it. And you will tie behind the bead here. The bead kind of works as like a head and eyes of it. Oop. And you go down kind of to the bend of the hook there. I'm going to snip off this. And then kind of work away halfway up. And then you can kind of even them out. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of, to me, a preference that I feel like they need to match. But you'll go over this in the middle and tie it down, and then work your way up towards right behind the head. And try not to get them tangled like that. So then once the thread is behind the head, you're tying them that way. Here you can snip off those little ones right there. They're in the middle of the body. So it goes off that. So it's backwards. And then you will flip them around down to the body like that. And you will make wings that face outward. For the size of the wings, you'll kind of just make them, like as if you could put like a pencil through them and wrap it around that. So let me wrap around like that a couple times. So kind of like that size. Maybe kind of the loop of the body on the size 16. Sometimes, wrapping them, they will equally be separated. Sometimes they'll be more upward. Sometimes they'll be kind of maybe more separated and stuff. The crystal flash just kind of works like that. I haven't noticed that it matters. When I fish these in a creek or a stream, I kind of get into a drift. So the idea that I had was that this would basically be like a mayfly or like a brown drake that had landed in the water and kind of got caught in the current and stuff. And so it'll be moving, so it's not, maybe it's like struggling to try and get to the surface and stuff. So it's kind of like an emerger. It's just like around that sub-level surface. But it will kind of float. If like you're on a pond, it kind of floats near that top as well. So those are the wings. And then you'll just wrap touching spirals here until you get down kind of to where you stopped earlier, and then out off the back here, you'll snip it, and basically like length and a half, 2 lengths of the hook shank is kind of the length that I've used here, and you just leave the 2 tails there. And then I'm going to do the half hitch, so I just kind of go over it and tie it down once, and then a second time, and then I'm going to snip it off, and then I'm going to take some super glue, just 1 drop on the body, and just kind of seal it all over. Just a little drop. There we go. And so when I had created this, I just kind of getting all over the thread. It also kind of makes the body a little bit shiny. When I had created this, I didn't know if I had something original or something that was already out there that I was just creating and hadn't seen before. In the fly fishing organization that I'm part of, I talked to 2 of the guys who kind of lead our fly tying sessions. They're 2 of the best fly tyers that I personally know of, and that includes people on YouTube and stuff. And both of them agreed that they haven't seen one like this before, so they thought it was original. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to call it the Beyer Mayfly then. I'm going to keep doing it. So I haven't revised it after coming up with this pattern. So if you give it a try, size 12, 14, or 16, or if you tie it in a different size, if you use a different color, if you change it up or something, please let me know in the comments below. If you tie it how I have it, and go fishing with it, tell me if it was successful. I'm curious to find out, what you all think. I kind of pride myself or excited, that I believe that I've created something original here and stuff, and the fact that it works both for me and friends of mine and stuff. So again, I thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you. Please like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.